In the beginning of the story, it is told that after 5 years of an asteroid hitting the Earth, 75% of the world's population died. The pieces of the asteroid were still present in the environment. The air was polluted and the remaining radiation was still showing its effect. Things like earthquakes and storms became common on Earth. Humans had no other way but to live in bunkers. Now let's look at a man named John who lives with his family in a bunker in Greenland. He works as an engineer, but he is also a spy, which means that he has to wear a special suit and sometimes go out of the bunker to check the conditions of the world. One day, he saw a hole on the ground, and he realized that these holes are getting bigger and bigger. Then John went to the beach, and there he saw some lifeboats and a broken ship. First of all, he checked every lifeboat, but he didn't find any use in any of them. Then he went inside the ship and found some useful things there, which he kept with him. Going further inside, he saw a lot of corpses. While looking for things, John also found a notebook in which a beautiful flower was kept. John also kept that notebook with him. At the same time, he got a warning on the radio from the bunker that a very dangerous storm is coming. John started running with full force because the storm was coming after him very fast. Fortunately, John jumped over the gate and entered the bunker at the right time. And before the storm came in, he closed the gate. After saving himself, John was in shock. He started thinking how close to death he was. After this, John decided to meet his therapist and started talking about the strange condition of the world. The therapist said that this is the condition of everyone. People are just showing that everything is fine. That's why he asked John, "Why are you worried? Do you have anything in your hand? Spend as much time as possible with your family. Live freely." Meanwhile, John's wife Allison was sitting in another bunker and meeting with the leaders, where everyone was talking that the food and drinks are running out. Then Allison got a message in which it was written that John has come back safely. In the same meeting, Dr. Amina gave the information she got from the scientists, which she got from the other bunkers. It was about the holes made by the asteroids. The size and depth of these holes will save them from the storm, and it is possible that even the poisonous air will not harm them much. That's why that place can be a good place to live. But Adam reminded that these holes are in France, and there is a war going on all over Europe. Then suddenly an earthquake came and the whole bunker started shaking. But everyone was just waiting for the earthquake to stop, and then they got to work as if it was a common thing. In the meeting, someone said that these earthquakes are getting faster. Then Allison reminded everyone that some people are still stuck outside. We have to help them too. But Adam said that we don't have things to keep other people. And along with that, I don't know what kind of disease they will bring. That's why we should leave this thing. But Allison said that only by voting will we know what people want. Hands were raised, and most of the people supported Allison. That's why it was decided that a car will be sent to Snow tomorrow. Later, when John was repairing the pipes of the bunker, Allison saw her son Nathan outside. She was very angry that you will get sick. Come inside quickly. The next day, John saw some cracks on the walls of the bunker. Meanwhile, the car sent from the bunker went outside and started coming back after saving some helpless people. On the way, the team called in the bunker and asked for permission for the second round. Because of the lack of space, they left some people behind. But Adam immediately refused, reminding that we have so much space, and where is the food? People are gathering. At the same time, another earthquake came and his contact with the car broke. The bunker started shaking more than before, by which people and things started falling. And then suddenly many parts of the roof broke badly, by which many people got stuck and they were seriously injured. Some stones fell on John's head, and because of the dust, his cough has been going on for many days. But one of his friends helped him get out of there. Then all the alarms went off and the bunker started shaking again. From a little distance, there was a sound of an explosion. John ran to the office so that he could save Allison. Allison was badly injured. John quickly picked her up and they left to find their son. Both found Nathan wearing a mask in his room, but still he was having trouble breathing. John told his family to pack as soon as possible. By then I will bring more masks so that they can leave this bunker. Everyone was running here and they're in fear. But John still reached the lockers and brought the mask, after which Nathan started feeling a little better, and the family prepared to leave. When the bunker stopped shaking, the walls also started breaking. A crowd gathered on the outside road, but the gate was only half open and it was not possible to get out of this door. So John took his family to the back road. Unfortunately, the back road was also broken. Because there was no other way, John told his family to crawl forward. Somehow they reached the door and John pressed the door button. But because of the heavy engine, the bunker broke even more badly. But at least they reached out safely. There was also a strong storm outside. When there were water explosions in the ground, both lost Nathan and ran back to find him. They saw that Nathan was helping Amina, who had fallen. They took Amina with them and started running towards the beach, where the survivors were climbing on boats and trying to save their lives. So many people gathered that a boat turned over, after which all those people fell into the water. Some restless and helpless people took advantage of this opportunity and started trying to snatch Adam's mask. So Allison and John ran to save him. But then a man jumped on John and snatched his mask. But somehow he and Allison pulled Adam to the shore. Now there was only one boat left, so John started showing his family and some people the way to climb on it. Allison wanted to save as many people as possible, but the captain said that the boat would sink if there was too much weight, so they had to close the door on people's faces. The people standing outside clung to the boat until the boat had to move. At that moment, a very big wave came in front and hit the beach and took those people with it. John's boat also jumped in that wave, but the captain somehow kept the boat safe and they kept moving forward safely. After a while, John used a device to confirm that the air quality here is good. That's why they can take off their masks. Then everyone sat down and started talking about where to go. And because Iceland was over, they decided that their nearest destination is England. A few hours later, the boat stopped working, but then John checked the engine and fixed it so that he could continue his journey again. When night fell, Nathan was very happy because he finally saw the stars. A few days later, the boat stopped again because it ran out of oil. Now no one had any way, so they left the boat full of sea waves that they will take them somewhere. After a long wait, the boat finally reached the ground. Everyone was surprised when they found out that they were in Liverpool. John confirmed with his device that the air is clean here, but now they have to find a place to stay as soon as possible. But when they looked down, they found out that a part of the area was submerged in water. John took a slipper and started riding the boat until the boat finally collided with a dry road. Everyone got off the boat and saw that the city looked completely empty. When they saw some people on the road, they started following them, and they reached a place where people were trying to stay alive somehow. John saw that many of them looked sick. That's why they won't be able to stay alive for long. John's group heard screams. Following the sounds, he saw a crowd. Many people were making noise outside a bunker, while some soldiers were guarding that bunker. Adam ran towards the gate and started telling that we are government officers of GreenLand Station. Let us go inside. The soldier asked him to show his ID, but only Allison had an ID and she didn't want to leave her family and go inside. Adam started arguing with the soldiers when the crowd got even more angry. Suddenly, a soldier shot at him. When another person standing in the crowd tried to forcefully enter, he was also shot. The soldiers closed the gate and the alarm started ringing. At the same time, a storm was seen coming in the sky and the crowd started running in fear. Amina and John's family stopped a van and asked the driver to take them to London, but the driver started asking for payment, for which John gave him his watch, after which the driver agreed and the car left the city at a high speed. In the meantime, they were also saved from the storm. Allison was hugging Nathan and reassuring him that everything will be fine, while Amina was very sad for Adam. The driver said that people have become so helpless that they will kill anyone to eat. After a few hours, the van stopped in the middle of the jungle for a while. Then John asked the driver if he knew anything about the situation in France. But the driver said that the area is very dangerous. And I think the asteroid pit thing is a lie. But there is very good land, water, everything is there. Suddenly, they heard a strange voice. So they saw that many pieces of the asteroid are still falling from the sky. Everyone quickly grabbed the trees so that they don't fly away with the wind. But then the driver started saying that that van is my everything. He ran to save his van, but in the meantime, the pieces started falling on the ground, and one of them destroyed the driver as well as the van. When the rain stopped, the four of us took out our bags and everything we could get from the van, and now the journey continued on foot. Finally, they reached London and the door of a very big building started knocking. The door opened and suddenly a woman named Mackenzie pointed a gun at them. But coincidentally, these people were old friends of Mackenzie. He immediately put the gun down and let them in. Then he took them inside the building and told them that this building is a retirement home. That's why all the people living here are old. Mackenzie said that I have sealed the whole building, and with the help of some solar panels, the generator is running and it keeps cleaning the air. Everyone ate and drank and started talking a lot. John now asked Mackenzie about those deep pits in France. Mackenzie said that I have heard rumors, but I don't know if it is true or not. Later, Allison was trying to sleep. But how did he sleep? John was coughing in the bathroom again and again. When he looked in the sink, he saw blood. John tried a lot to avoid it, but Allison said, "Tell me the truth, please." That's why John finally revealed his secret. He said that a doctor told me in the bunker that when the blood started coming, there were only 6 to 8 weeks left to live. Hearing this, Allison completely broke down. She said that we stay here for 2 months. You can spend your last day comfortably. But John said that I am not going to die here. I will take you and our son to France safely. There, I will be able to die peacefully after finding a new home for you. The next day, Mackenzie handed him an old car standing in the retirement home, so that those people can safely reach their place. She also put a gun in John's hand so that he could protect himself and his family. Mackenzie hugged him for the last time, and then the four left from there. A few hours later, when they were passing by the city, John saw that Nathan was sad, and they started playing a game while talking to each other. And then suddenly a bullet hit Amina while breaking the window, who died on the spot. Some people hiding in the bushes kept shooting at them, but they didn't aim at the engine, because their goal was to steal the car. John immediately took a position behind the car and started shooting in response. As the robbers came closer, John shot them one by one. Now only one man was left, but John's bullets ran out. But Allison had another gun, and she shot the last man before he hurt them. After comforting each other, they dug a pit together and buried Amina. John started praying to his friend, saying goodbye, which Nathan listened very carefully. A few hours later, the family reached a large desert area. They understood that this place is the sea that used to be between England and France. The water had dried up from here, so at least they won't need a boat. On the way, they found many sea vessels lying. Going a little further, they saw some people. After looking a little, they found out that there is a very large gap in the middle of the ground, and they have to go to the other side of this gap. Here they have to reach a dangerous bridge made of ropes. Seeing this, Nathan got very scared and said that I am not going there. Then John, encouraging him, went first. The whole family slowly started crossing the rope very carefully. When John suddenly coughed, he almost slipped, but he immediately took care of himself. Then suddenly very strong winds started blowing, and the wind shook the bridge hard. But still, everyone somehow saved themselves. Fortunately, the wind stopped soon, and the family kept moving forward and reached a rock in the middle. From there, two stairs were going to the other side. Those people had reached in the middle of the stairs, and suddenly a strong earthquake came. Fortunately, none of the three fell. Those three were just moving forward when suddenly another earthquake came. This time the rocks on both sides started breaking. Soon the bridge made of ropes also broke. Many people fell down in the ravine and died. With this, the second staircase fell down in the ravine. The family held Nathan, while that man slipped and went to his death. His parents helped Nathan to climb back up and then somehow cross the stairs. Now he had no choice but to walk. But no matter how much he walked, he could only see a deserted land. Then suddenly he heard the sound of a bullet, and he saw a man named Dennis pointing a gun at him. But he dropped the gun when he realized that these people are not robbers. He took them straight to his house. In a short while, John and his family reached France. Dennis was currently living in an old factory, which he used to power with a car engine. Dennis introduced him to his daughter Camille and his wife. His wife was badly affected by radiation. She was on a wheelchair and could not speak. During dinner, Dennis found out that John's family wanted to reach the pits made of asteroids. He warned them that the area would be very dangerous. People from all sides would be killing each other to occupy the pits. The next morning, Dennis gave John a map and started showing him the least dangerous way. He also told the name of an old friend of his in the army, who is now on a big post. Along with that, he also gave John an old photo of himself with his friend, so that they can prove that they know Dennis. Maybe they can get help. Suddenly, Dennis cried and asked John, "Can you guys take Camille with you?" He himself wants to take his daughter to that pit, but he will have to stay here and take care of his wife. John hesitated a bit, but Allison immediately agreed. After that, Camille said goodbye to her parents and left with John's family in Dennis's van. After driving for a few hours, Allison noticed that the kids were in a bad mood. That's why they decided to take a break and stop. Then John gave the kids a game that made them feel better. Then suddenly they saw some cars on the road and many soldiers surrounded them. Camille took the name of her father's general friend and convinced the soldiers to help them cross the area. By night, they reached a battlefield where the army was fighting some people. A soldier took them from behind so that they could pass through the jungle without being seen by anyone. When they had an explosion, they had to stop. But soon they started walking again and then crossed some stars and reached a more dangerous area. Now they had to run as fast as they could to avoid bullets and explosions. People were dying everywhere, and then the family saw a man in the fire. Then the soldier next to him called in the bunker and told him that a civilian was with him, and some other soldiers told him to keep moving forward. He kept covering them as much as he could. They all moved forward and reached a tunnel prepared for the war, where John started coughing badly and almost fell. While passing through the tunnel, he found many corpses. Finally, they reached a ladder, and the soldier who came with them sent them to the jungle, saying that just keep walking straight until you find a camp. In the morning, they finally reached the military camp. Camille pointed to some mountains that were not there before, and John calculated that they were very close to their destination. When he asked the soldier about Dennis's friend, he found out that he was dead, and now this soldier is not interested in helping him. So John told him that I have only a few days left. I just want to save my family. A man sympathized with him and gave him a place in his bus. John's family and some other people got on the bus, which will take them to their destination. But the journey stopped due to an explosion on the way. Suddenly, some robbers surrounded the bus. For this, a soldier came out and started fighting. but the robbers immediately shot him. Then a rascal also killed the driver and forced everyone to get off the bus. John sent his family out, but he himself stopped behind so that he could hit that robber. As soon as he heard the sound, when another robber tried to go inside, one of the passengers threw a stone at his head. Then the sound of 2 bullets firing from inside the bus came. John came out with a gun in his hand, and everyone was happy. But John had also been shot. Everyone got on the bus. Nathan put pressure on John's wound, while Allison drove the bus. In a short while, they reached the top of a newly made mountain, and the family kept walking while taking care of John until they saw their destination. All the rumors came true. The hole made by the asteroid was a very beautiful place. There was no pollution where there was fertile land. This is a great place to start a new life. At that moment, John fell and his family surrounded him from all sides. Before his death, one last time to say goodbye, everyone started crying over John's death. And finally, Nathan said the same prayer for his father that he had heard before. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.